What are Stdin, Stdout, and Stderr In Linux CLI? Have you ever wondered how your commands in the Linux command line interface manage input and output? Understanding standard input, standard output, and standard error can really enhance your command line experience. Let's break it down. First up is standard input, often referred to as Stdin. This is the channel through which a program receives input data. By default, Stdin takes input from your keyboard. So when you type a command, that input goes through Stdin. But here's the cool part. You can also redirect Stdin to read from files or even other commands. This means you can easily feed data into your programs without typing it all out. Next, we have standard output, known as Stdout. This is where a program sends its normal output. For example, when you run a command to list files, the results show up on your terminal screen through Stdout. Just like Stdin, Stdout can also be redirected. You can send this output to a file or pipe it into another command for further processing. This is super handy when you are scripting or chaining commands together. Now, let's talk about standard error, or Stderr. This stream is dedicated to error messages and diagnostics. When something goes wrong while executing a command, the error messages come through Stderr. This separation is really useful. You can keep your normal output visible while redirecting error messages to a different file for troubleshooting. In Linux, each of these streams is treated as a file descriptor. Standard input is file descriptor 0, standard output is file descriptor 1, and standard error is file descriptor 2. This file descriptor model allows you to redirect or pipe these streams independently, giving you powerful control over your command line operations. In practical terms, when you run a command in Linux distributions, these streams help manage how commands interact with you and other programs. For instance, if you run a command that lists files and hit a permission error, the error message will show up on Stderr. You can redirect Stdout to save the list to a file while still seeing the error messages on the screen. Alternatively, you could redirect Stderr to a log file to keep track of issues without cluttering your terminal. This design of separate input and output streams is a key feature of Linux and other Unix-like operating systems. It supports flexible and efficient command line workflows and scripting. Other major operating systems have similar concepts, but they implement them differently, which can affect how command line utilities and scripts handle input and output. So, in summary, standard input, standard output, and standard error in the Linux command line interface are essential for managing data flow during command execution. They allow you to have precise control over how data is handled, making your command line experience smoother and more efficient.